My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the GaMeR 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video. Well, all right. So, I wanted to do this video because a lot of people have been asking me, just how the whole process is. How is my new PC? Like every time I'm streaming, someone comes through and be like, "Yo, GaMeR, how's the new PC, bro? You gonna leave consoles?" And I'm like, no, So, yeah, this is gonna be me, kind of just like how my new PC has been doing, my experience, with the whole process of, getting the parts and building it. Really what I was working on before compared to like what I'm on now. And it's just like, what took me so long? And building my first PC, how was it, my experience, my review? Is it worth? Tish tongue damn near over 60 bones, but you get the point. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about the stuff that I did like about the whole process and some things that I didn't like about, just the whole process of building, your first PC. Because again, if you're a console gamer, which I pretty much am, I feel like a lot of us are, at least me, like, I never cared about, the whole console versus PC gaming, and the master race versus the peasants, but yet the suckers on the master race like ask for all of the console games to come to PC. It's like, but and again, this wasn't really like solely based on PC gaming. For me, it was content creation, streaming, then PC gaming. Again, I still have to get I'm not completely done with this PC because I'm waiting on the freaking new graphics cards to become available whenever the freak that is. Some things I didn't like about, putting together my first PC. Like I said, it can be intimidating to do, especially if you've never done this before. Like, you're buying all these different parts and you're just like, I'm supposed to put this together. Like, how is that supposed to work? It can definitely be intimidating. I feel like that's why a lot of console players, they just want to buy a console and be set to play that console, for 6, 7, plus years and be good with that. A lot of people, it's like the pros and cons, because with PC you can upgrade whenever you want. With a console, you don't have to worry about none of that stuff. You're gonna be guaranteed that that's going to be supported, for 7+ years. But yeah, it can be intimidating building your first PC, especially if you're not really like tech savvy like that. I don't really consider myself tech savvy on that level, so it can be intimidating, to do it. I also didn't like when, like, because there's so many different opinions out there when it comes to like building a PC, especially a PC for you, because what may be a great PC for you may not be a good PC for someone else. I will say this, when I made that video, when I like had all my parts together and like I was, asking for advice about what I should do about the whole graphics card situation, a lot of, I don't know where these suckers came from, but it was like a lot of like PC dudes came out and they was like breaking it down to me, like what I should do about the whole graphics card about the whole graphics card situation. I got a lot of help on that vid, so shout out to you guys. But there are also people, in the PC community that I feel like, at least when I was like, going to, viewers for help, whatever, because as soon as I put out that vid, like a lot of my viewers hit me up. There would be some that like they just added more stress and confusion than anything else. Like for example, like they would ask me, okay, what parts do you have right now? And then I would tell them all my parts, and then they'd be like, that's trash. Why the hell did you get that? You should have got this instead. You should have hit me up. You didn't get that? Please return this part right now. And I'm just like, this is why I didn't want to. This is why I didn't want to, because some PC dudes, like, I feel like their whole mindset is like, you have to get the best part, and like it has to be like the newest, latest tech, and the newest, latest, whatever. And like, to me, that was annoying because I'm not like, I wasn't trying to build like a monster PC. I get the whole future proofing and stuff like that, but like I feel like a lot of PC dudes, they don't care about what your budget is just getting the best part. And it's like, if you don't get a specific part that they agree with, then like they trash the whole damn build you have. And like that to me was so annoying. And I had some viewers like that. I was just like, I don't even feel like talking to this person no more, because they literally was stressing me out and just giving me more confusion. Before I bought any of these parts, I would do before I bought any single part, I would do research for at least 2+ days, watching constant YouTube vids, looking at reviews, everything. Like I didn't just look up a part and be like, okay, I'm gonna cop that. No, this was days, weeks sometimes before I decided to buy a specific part. So then when someone just shuts down and says that's trash, why did you get that? Like, are you stupid? Why? Like it got annoying. So, but that was only like a few people. But yeah, I just don't like when people like do that, because it's like they don't take in consideration like what you're using the PC for. Like, people just hear that, oh, he's building a PC, it must be for gaming. No, it's just, I mean, yeah, but that's not like the main thing that I was trying to do. And they don't take in consideration like, what is your budget? So there's some people like that I feel like is annoying. So as long, because there's a lot of different opinions out there when it comes to building a PC, and especially building a PC for you. You're not building this PC for someone else to be sad, to be satisfied with this PC. You're building this PC for your for your satisfaction. Another part I wasn't really too big of a fan of, is of course the price. It definitely does get pricey, when you're building a PC, especially if you're trying to build something, solid. You don't want to, I always say, like, you don't want to build a PC and like be buying trash parts, because not only are you wasting time, you're wasting money, because it just makes no sense to do it. So when you're building a PC, you do want to get decent parts, some parts that you plan on using for a while. So it definitely can get pricey. Once I added up all of the different parts and stuff like that, it ended up being this, which it wasn't as much as I thought it would be. Like, I thought I'd spend easily like over $1,000, but no, it wasn't as much as I thought. So you can end up, but the good thing about that is you can end up saving money that way. I feel like if I bought a pre-built PC and I was, really trying to, buy a PC based on, you know, what I was going to be using it for, I actually think I would have ended up spending more money than I did, you know. So I actually didn't end up spending as much as I thought, you know. So it can be a good thing, but yeah, when you're buying all these different parts, you know, the junk add up. Like it starts to add up. Like after I bought like my 4th or 5th part, like I was looking at my wallet like, man, is this junk worth it, bro? Honestly, as far as the whole building process goes, it definitely was annoying at sometimes. Like, again, shout out to everyone who came through those streams. It definitely was annoying at sometimes, especially, you know, based on the chat you have. I mean, again, you know, I got some trolls and stuff like that, but honestly, for the most part, I'd say my chat was like probably like 90% like people trying to actually help, and like 10% trolls to put thermal paste on everything. Like every time I would pick up something, yo, you got to put some thermal paste on. And another thing, like I feel like a lot of PC dudes that act like they know everything about PC, when I would ask them a question, you know, during the live stream, like they would act like they don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm like, so ain't this what I'm like, so ain't this what you do? And like they're like, well, you can do it like that, but you also like there would be times where like I would ask a question. Like, for instance, when I put on the thermal paste on the CPU, now you have to remember, before I even went live building this PC, I watched so many PC builds, and almost every single one of them put put thermal paste on the CPU. The ones that didn't, you know, I get, you know, with the cooler sometimes that the CPU comes with, you know, it might come, you know, with, you know, paste already applied to it. So that's why some people might not do it. But when I put on that little P drop of thermal paste on my CPU, suckers was like acting like it was the end of the world. I'm just like, bro, shut up. You don't even... Like, I just feel like some PC dudes try to act like they know, like, everything about this, and they really don't. And then when I would ask them questions, they'd be like, and I'm just like, stop stuttering. I stutter, not you. It definitely was moments to where, you know, you guys see me, like, struggle and, like, trying to look for, like, exactly where am I supposed to, especially when it came to the motherboard, seeing every part you have to plug into the motherboard and where you have to plug it in at. I feel like that got confusing at times, but honestly, I felt like once everything was built, getting everything up and running was more annoying than actually building the PC. Like, when you got to transfer all your files over and get Windows, you know, on the OS, and like just getting everything, you know, that you had on your old PC on your new PC and getting everything up and running. Some things they don't tell you is that when you have the RAM, for some reason your computer intentionally doesn't run the RAM that you bought. So you have to go into the BIOS and then set the RAM at what you act like. This is stuff that if you don't do research, you will never know about. Your PC literally intentionally, I forgot why they do it, but yeah, if you don't go into the BIOS and set your RAM for what your RAM is supposed to be, like I think the RAM that I bought was like a 2933 or 3200 megahertz RAM, whatever. Right now I got 8 gigs of RAM. No, I got 16 gigs of RAM in my PC, and I might buy 16 more to get 32 because I'm loving this speed right now. But like in the BIOS, it was only like at like 600 or something like that. This is stuff that you do not know unless you do research. You have to go into the BIOS and set your RAM for what you purchased it at. And it's like, it's like getting your PC up and running, you know, how you like it, and getting all of your, you know, files and vids and, you know, just the OS and everything running the way you want it to be. Like, I felt like that was more annoying than actually building the PC. I think the PC took more time still, but yeah, getting everything up and running on, you know, a whole new PC. I felt like that was more annoying, to me at least, than actually building the PC. So now the things that I did like, I said this before, I actually found it fun. Even though it is time consuming, I actually found it fun when you are looking for every part that you want. It's something that you can't really get with consoles because you're just buying like something that's already, you know, made. But when it's almost like you're shopping for like your own custom, like it's something you really can't get. And it was actually fun, like shopping for each individual part that you want in your PC. You know, you spend all these hours, you know, doing research on all these different parts and stuff like that. There's so many options out there that once you finally find every single part that you want, that no one else wants, that you want, because again, there's a lot of opinions out there, but you know, just doing that, it was actually fun. Yeah, it's costly, you know, but it's just, you have a greater appreciation. At least this is how I feel. You have a greater appreciation for a PC that you built, especially your first one. You have a greater appreciation for a PC that you put together than a pre-built PC, because that's literally all of your hours and time you spent buying each part, and once you see it all come together, it's fun. Like, I can't lie, it's fun. Again, streaming the whole building, bro, shout out to you guys, bro. Like, I don't think y'all know how much I appreciate it. How much I appreciated everyone that came through those streams, because if it wasn't for y'all, I don't know if I would have been able to do that, because I would not have, like, I really got help. And last but not least, once everything is set up and you got everything running smoothly and seamlessly, and you know, you got all your old stuff off the, which I don't yet, which I still need to go on my, but bro, every time I go on my old PC to still like get some stuff that I wanted to transfer over to my new one, I'm like, bro, this junk is so like it feels disgusting now getting on my old PC. I'm like, bro, speed this junk up. But yeah, once you get everything up and running on your new PC, bro, and you actually see the improvement as far as the speed, just gaming, everything, just performance, you know, like how easy it is just for me to like turn on and like get into what I need to do on this one compared to that. Bro, it would literally take like 5 minutes on my old one, like really to get everything up and running to where I can actually start doing stuff. This one is just like press a button, wait like 10-15 seconds, and I'm in there like swimwear. You really see like the night and day difference from like a crappy pre-built PC that I bought like in 2015 compared to something that I really invested my time and research in, and you know, to having this new one. So yeah, bro, again, and I'm not even completely done with this junk, because I kind of want to add 16 more gigs of RAM to have 32 gigs instead of 16, and I still have to get the new graphics card. And you know, I mean, with the whole motherboard thing, because the motherboard that I have is not a PCIe 4, so you know, I know that's the whole thing as far as like the future proof with like the graphics cards and stuff like that. But at the current time, no graphics cards really take advantage of that. So I was thinking if I wanted to upgrade my motherboard, you know, maybe sometime in the near future. But honestly, just the way this junk is running and knowing how I'm going to use this PC, again, I will be playing games on it, but it's not the most important thing to me. I still have to get a second monitor, as you guys can see. I'm looking for a good like 1440p 144 hertz one, because you know, even though this one is 144 hertz, it's only 1080 So I was looking for another one that's like 1440p because I will need, especially when I'm like streaming and playing like a PC game, like I can't see OBS and what's going on because I only have one. So it would be good if like while I'm playing and streaming like a PC game, whatever, that I can have OBS on one and be playing the game on like the other. So I need another monitor. But yeah, for the most part, man, I am again. It is frustrating, and you know, some things that I didn't, you know, like about the whole process, but for the most part it was well worth it, man. Another thing before I end off this vid is you know, I knew, like, you know, AMD, you know, was building, you know, I knew AMD was putting out you know, new CPU soon. So, you know, me just building this PC and then you hear about the Ryzen 5000 series, and I'm just like, but I knew that was coming. So I was like, it's one thing about PC, like, you know, it's always improving, and like there's always new stuff coming out for it. So it's just like, you know, some people have the mindset to where they feel like they need all like the latest and greatest, you know, tech out there. That's why I feel like, you know, this whole graphics card craze was going on like this. And some people don't even want to game on their 2080 on their 2080 Ti no more, knowing it's still an amazing card, but because it's not like, you know, the newest kid on the block no more and not the strongest, people be like, I don't even want to play PC games no more until I get that new graphics card. So it's always, you know, new stuff coming out as far as when it comes to, you know, PC tech and stuff. So, you know, you kind of feel like, man, should I spend some more money? You know, sometimes, but you kind of gotta like check yourself and be like, you know, is the PC you have right now doing everything that you want it to do? And for me, it's doing that and more right now. So yeah, man, that's really all I have to say. Really am enjoying this thing right now. Again, thank you guys so much for y'all help and stuff like that. I think I've reached 100k subs during the whole stream. Vid on that coming later. But yeah, man, appreciate all of you guys for the help. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until the next video, my brothers and sisters, I'll catch y'all boys on the next one, alright? PC Master Race. I see it. I'm sorry, console peasants.